A really understated feature of the new Photoshop CC 2015.5 is the fact that the old healing brush is an option to bring back in case you don't like the new healing brush. Now, a question that I get asked often is, what is the difference between the old healing brush and the new healing brush? Well, the new healing brush is touted as a quicker way to work through an image without having a lot of lag happen. Let me give you an example. The new healing brush is also called the live healing brush, and they call it the live healing brush because it acts live. It has no waiting time. So let's say that I simply click on the healing brush itself, and for demonstration purposes, let's do something completely ridiculous that we would never do so that you get a clear idea of what's happening. I'm going to sample by hitting Option and clicking on the cheek. Let's say that I start brushing on the lips. If you notice, what happens is that the lips itself start healing right away. You notice that they not only start adjusting to the values of the cheek itself, but the colors also change and it starts updating right away. So if I continue on, the entire selection updates as the selection gets bigger. So that's not a problem, and it actually works quite well. If I temporarily go in and start healing other areas of the face, you'll notice that there's no wait times. It simply heals anything that I'm trying to heal. But the problem becomes where it's not just about how fast it heals, but how accurate it is. What happened was, once the new live healing brush came into effect, people started missing the old one because of the fact that it was more accurate. Now, it's not noticeable so much on areas like this where there's only a few blemishes here and there. But if you work on an area of high contrast and try to remove a few blemishes, because the live healing brush starts to act really quickly without thinking as much, it starts to get a little bit blurry sometimes. In the case you ever find this happening, where the new healing brush itself isn't good enough, you can activate the old healing brush right away. To do this, simply go to Photoshop CC, go to Preferences, and then we'll go to Tools. Now under Tools, you'll see an option over here which says Legacy Healing Brush Algorithm for the healing brush. What this basically means is that you can bring back the old healing brush without having to do too much to bring it back. Now, if you're under PC, it's going to be under either Edit and Preferences and Tools instead of Photoshop CC and Preferences. So keep that in mind. Now, if I have this checked and I hit OK, let me go ahead and show you the difference. Let's say that I want to get rid of this hair. If I hold Option and click on the forehead and then brush over it, what it's going to do is it's going to select that piece of hair first, and when I let go, it then heals it. Because that area is really hard to differentiate, let's also do the same example as our ridiculous lip healing. So I'll click on the cheek, I'll start brushing with the lip. You'll notice right now that it only copied and pasted the area of the cheek over the lip. It hasn't healed anything yet. It just told Photoshop to make a selection of the area that I want to copy over. When I let go of my mouse or my cursor or my pen or whatever it is that you're using to work with, it only then tells Photoshop to start working. So I'm going to let go now. Watch what happens. Now it accounted for the colors of the destination. Previously, and let me go back and show you when I turn it off. I'll go into Tools. I'll turn it off really quick. So now I have my live healing brush. Now, as I start brushing, it's going to start healing. Now, you notice all the colors come back, and it accounts for where we started pasting from. So again, I'll go and turn it off. Now I have my old healing brush. I'll do the same thing again. Sample, and I'll brush. Now you see it doesn't do anything yet until I let go. And then it makes a calculation. So again, to recap, the main difference is that the legacy allows you to make a selection of what you want to heal first. And then Photoshop begins to actually render what's going to happen. This, in effect, gives you a more accurate result when you're working with really complex areas like skin and detail. The live healing brush on the plus side is a lot faster as it enacts right away, but the downside becomes the fact that since it's acting right away, it doesn't wait for you to make a complete selection before working. So the end result, as you work continuously with the healing brush, can have quite different results. And I would say it's a lot blurrier than you would if you have exact results with the legacy brush. So those are the pros and cons about the legacy brush and the new live healing brush, and how to turn them off in case you ever need to do so.